3 other times they had 5, 2004, 2010, and 2011. So I guess I want to start with this.
I almost made it that year in 2004. I was on the Rangers.
You really think you had a good shot?
I think I had one start going into the All-Star break.
How did the start go?
Went great. 7 shutout innings.
Well,
struck out Pudge twice. In your face, Pudge.
Do you think the Rangers have or will have 5 All-Stars? Let's start with that because, and Mike, you've brought this up in the past, being deserving of the spot doesn't necessarily mean you will get it because, again, every team has to have at least 1 All-Star.
I think they can have 5. I think it's going to be really close. Semien's a lock. Yep. If the world doesn't vote Semien as the starting second baseman, I don't know what we're doing here. Like, it's not even close. He's the best second baseman in all of baseball. I know you just have to be American League, but best second baseman in all of baseball, Marcus Semien. That one is super easy. From that point, though, it does get a little difficult. And what I mean by that is deserving is Eovaldi and Gray. Will they both get in? I think one will for sure, and I think I lean towards Eovaldi right now. But they both deserve it.
I think they have to both be in because, I mean, like you look at Cy Young. We talked about this Thursday. They're probably 2 of the top 5 candidates, right?
Yeah. So one of them will get in for sure, though, right? Okay. Like you got to count one of them in. So now we're at 2. Okay. So your next 2 that I think of because they've been healthy for the whole season are Garcia and Heim, one being an outfielder, one being a catcher, but we run into issues here. I've mentioned it. Salvador Perez is making the All-Star team. Now he is deserving, but the horrible Kansas City Royals have to get one person on the team. Only 2 catchers make it. Now, you can have an injury and somebody replace, but only 2 catchers make it. So now you start after looking at Jonah Heim versus Adley Rutschman. I really think that's your competition for the 1 All-Star spot available at catcher. And then, will Adley Rutschman win it because of popularity? Orioles don't draw that well.
But he's a name. Like, I just think about, I always wonder in the collecting world, too, if people are like, Adley Rutschman is obviously a way bigger name than Jonah Heim
100%.
From that perspective. What about Josh Young's candidacy in the mix here?
I do. I think that he has a great chance to make it.
Okay.
I do think, and I don't want to gloss over him. I think there should be more Josh Young conversation here. I think Corey Seager, if he can stay healthy this whole month of June into the final spot of it, I think he has a chance. I think Bichette will probably get it. As the overall guy, Wander Franco, who we just saw, has a great chance. And then Corey Seager. Well, if you get to Corey Seager's qualifications, he qualifies for batting average. He qualifies for OPS. He's going to have a better batting average in OPS than both of those guys.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
They'll just have kind of more accumulated stats because they both didn't miss a month of the season.
He has more RBIs than everybody but Bichette at shortstop.
Wow.
For the American League.
That's amazing.
Actually, every other shortstop except for Bichette in all of baseball.
Probably played like about
Okay,
half
so
the games
Seager has a great chance, too. So we've named 7.
So now we're up to potentially 7.
I don't think you'll get 7, but
sure.
And that's where I wonder how much you'll get cut. One thing about Adolis Garcia that I worry about, once again, it goes to when you have to add a player from every team. I don't know all of the Chicago White Sox stats. I don't feel like they're a great team. You're going to have to add somebody. Is Luis Robert their best player on their team?
Because if so, then potentially.
Then that takes an outfielder. Rooker, I know, is the best player for Oakland. He will probably represent Oakland in the All-Star game. Sometimes you can find a reliever to do it too, but that takes an outfielder out. And when you look at voting, Judge is going to win voting. Trout is going to win voting.
Yep.
What about Rosarina?
Rosarina, I don't know if he's going to win voting, but he'll probably be an all-star. If they have the best record, you have to start looking at McClanahan and Franco and Rosarina, and you have to start looking at maybe some other guys to kind of represent the best team in baseball.
For sure. Although that is one thing that works to the Rangers' advantage, at least as of now, is they're the second best team in baseball.
Yes.
You know, right? Like, it's not like you're stuck in this at this moment behind the Astros or even up with the Astros. Is you've cleared some space for now, so that's a good sign.
Let me ask you this question. If Semien has the best chance to make the All-Star team, which I think we'd all agree, he has the best chance as a Ranger to make it. Who has the second best chance to make the All-Star team for the Texas Rangers?
I think it's Eovaldi. I do, and I know pitching is a different game. By the way, and somebody was asking about voting for pitching, at least not as of right now. I know they get down to the last spot or the last 2 spots where voting gets opened up a little bit more. I think Eovaldi has the second best spot. I actually think both him and Gray should make it.
And it's interesting, Mike, looking at, like, Lowe's not that far behind Vlad in a lot of statistical categories, but he's not. Vlad's going to be considered far more than Lowe, right?
If you flip the names, like if Lowe had Vlad's stats, right? Don't you think you're being all-star?
All right. Batting average, 283, 9 home runs, 40 RBI, 799 OPS. Batting average, 272, 7 home runs, 37 RBI, 782. Like almost the exact same, like very similar numbers. But you're right. If you didn't know the names.
Yeah.
The first guy, though, you'd pick.
The first guy was Vlad.
Yeah.
By a scotch. Like just barely. But you're picking that guy, but you're also picking his name in addition.
I was interested. Okay, so if we go with second guy Eovaldi, I agree. I'm going to throw out third guy, and you tell me if I'm right or wrong. Josh Young?
Oh. I think it is Josh Young. Yes. I'm surprised that you said that, but that is also what I think.
I look at Jose Ramirez right now he seems to be a perennial all-star, so he might get a lot of vote just because everybody knows that name around baseball. Where Josh Young, people are like, I just heard the other day, once again, it's Jung on MLB Network. And I get it. Hey, spell it differently. But it is spelt Jung, but, I'm just wondering him. And then it comes to another very popular name, Devers and Matt Chapman.
And I'm
wondering if Young's going to get left off. Even though I think he has a great chance, I wonder if he's going to get left off because he's a rookie and the other guys are established.
Do you think? Okay, that's interesting that you said that because I was wondering if being a rookie helped him at all because he's a newer name. Whereas if he was second or third year, they're like, oh, he's a young guy. But as a rookie, they're like, oh man, he's doing this as a rookie.
It's a great opportunity to highlight the youth. They know that to market that,
which I know we don't all like.
More often than not, won't they be like, he's in the futures game, and you're just like, what is that? Why or whatever random like first year players game. But their third base is a really tight, tight bunch. So you think maybe not Young? I don't think.
He does lead all of third basemen in runs. In OPS, he's third in Major League Baseball. Jose Ramirez has a 842 OPS, and Young has a 841 OPS. The only guy better is J.D. Davis in San Francisco, has an 854 OPS, who doesn't qualify, obviously, in the American League because he's a National League player. So, there's a lot of, Young deserves it. I just wonder with Corey bringing up the names of Ramirez, Devers, and Chapman, will they kick 2 of those guys off for Josh Young?
Let me ask you this then. If Semien and Eovaldi make the cut, who's your third that you think is most likely Rangers All-Star? Because I get it. There's a lot of them. I'm not saying we went through 7 people that I all think are worthy, but I don't believe they will all make it.
I feel like I want to go with Seager next.
If he stays healthy, I get it.
With all the things that he's doing, the pace that he's playing at, I would go Seager next. I do think Gray's deserving.
And that's a huge name, right? He also gets the Dodgers love, too. He didn't leave the Dodgers in a bad way. The Dodgers fans don't feel like, you left us. The Dodgers decided we're going to go with Trey Turner. We're moving in another direction there. So when that happens, you get a lot more love from your former team than, let's say, Josh Hamilton going, no, I'm not picking you. I'm picking another team.
It's very difficult, but Adolis is very deserving.
For sure.
Very deserving. Looking at the numbers, that would be, for me, to say, out of all this group, who do I need next? I think Adolis, just looking at where he is numbers-wise.
So you say they...
And then Jankowski, obviously.
Ooh. I'm just joking. Now we're up to 8. You say the Rangers get... I know we still got a minute.
I'm going to lean towards 5, but I'm worried that all of these conversations are going to be they haven't been good for half a decade and they only get 3. And my 3, I think, would be Semien, Eovaldi, and Gray as my 3.
I'm kind of right there.
But that's just sorry to jump in there, Mike.
That's okay.
I hear what you're saying. That's crazy. They have the best offense in baseball and they would get 1 player from their lineup.
Yeah.
That's wild to me.
I'm just looking at outfielders real quick, and I know I have it on OPS as the best, but Luis Robert has the third best OPS. And I think that I don't know all of the White Sox, but you start running into Rooker and you start running into Luis Robert on bad teams. And you're like, crap, we have to take a Royal. We have to take a White Sox. We have to, like.
Does that mean that Tim Anderson would be? No, not.
I don't think so.
Because that position is just too stacked.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out like another position that might be it. I see where you're going with that.
But Adolis is crushing the RBIs, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the RBIs, and honestly, he's leading all of American League outfielders in RBIs by a lot and runs by quite a bit too. So you would think that has a lot of leeway. And then the only person that has more home runs is Aaron Judge. He's tied with Luis Robert with 15 home runs, as second most home runs in the outfield.
And Adolis Garcia has the second most RBIs in all of baseball for any position.
Yeah.
So,
but this being said, I had a buddy come in, I think I told you guys this, from Boston, and had no clue who Adolis Garcia is. He's a former baseball player. He follows the Red Sox, and like Adolis has not really made a national name for himself the way Semien, Seager, Eovaldi, being in the World Series, being a Boston Red Sox. So, you kind of maybe look at those three guys and go, these are more national names that have played for other teams. But I'm hoping 5.
Have y'all seen the updated ballot leaders?
No.
Oh, no.
I just got this fresh off the presses from Kennedy Landry. Catcher, the current leader.
Do it.
With 460,000 votes.
Do it.
Adley Rutschman. First base.
Rutschman is having a great year. That's not like he's getting it because of popularity. It's a very close.
These are the vote leaders, by the way. First base, Vlad. Second base,
Semien. If it's Altuve, I'm going to leave the show.
No, he wants to do that.
We'll come back to second base.
Oh, no.
This
Third
Ranger
base.
fans, don't let this happen. Come on, because
hold on, Mike.
This is us.
Third base, Matt Chapman. Shortstop, Bichette. Outfield, Judge, Trout.
What is Toronto
Alvarez,
doing? What kind of computer program does Toronto have?
DH is Ohtani. At second base, Mike, you still have Mike likes it to accomplish. Marcus Semien. By the way, Heim is second at catcher, Seager is second at shortstop, and Young is second at third base. So that's where currently those guys are all second.
Young is only 5,000 votes back for leading third base.
That's awesome.
That's
especially
awesome.
with like Devers in Boston. You just got to think of who has the most fans.
He has more than twice as many votes as Devers.
Man, Red Sox must hate Devers and we don't know it.
In
outfield, how close is Garcia to the 3? I'm assuming Judge has the most votes and Trout has the second most.
Yeah, Adolis has got 300,000 and Yordan Alvarez is 572,000. So
is he in 4th?
He's in 6th.
Yeah. So name the outfielders.
Judge, Trout, Alvarez, and then Rosarina, Kiermaier, and Garcia.
Kiermaier.
With the Blue Jays. Again.
I'm texting Ross Atkins back. What are you guys doing? What computer program you guys got?
Yeah, well, Canada, they're not very busy right now. This is their downtime.
They got fires or something going on. They need some rain.
Well, they're all at home voting because of the fires.
Oh, okay.